also mentioned this in previous videos, that I ordered, it came because it showed a picture and my parents said it came, but then when I came back home for spring break, they said they don't know where it is anymore. So it is either somewhere lost in the house, or probably my dad just like saw it on the ground and thought it was trash and threw it out, and it's probably long gone. So it's either one of those two situations. I'm hoping I can find it, but I don't think I'm going to find it anytime soon because nobody knows where it is, which is very sad because I really wanted this vinyl. Alright, now let's get into it. It's the first vinyl. As I said, it's no particular order. First vinyl on the top is Bruno Mars, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. Great album by Bruno. I can't show you the vinyl inside because it's currently in my record player, so that's also why it's at the very top, because this was the most recent album I was listening to, which is why the record is missing. But I'm gonna show you each inside vinyl, like the sleeves and stuff, and then I'm gonna tell you which songs I like the best from it. So the sleeve has nice Bruno Mars on it, Bruno Mars on the cover. A nice young Bruno Mars before like the slick mustache daddy Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic. This is the OG young Bruno Mars. On the back it shows each song on the album and all the credits and whatnot, samples and everything to it. The song for Thank You is very, very, very long. I lied, this isn't a song called, I don't know why I said that. It just says Thank You because this is from the Vinyl Creators. Anyway, it has the Doo-Wop Hooligans album. It has the rocket here, with the person walking over here. It's upside down. But Bruno Mars also upside down. That's it. Sleeve goes right here. That's where you put the record in. And it's just made out of paper. It's a paper-like material. Very generic. Now, when it comes to songs, I love about vinyls is when they can fit the entire album onto just one vinyl, because you can listen to the entire album without having to take it off the record player, put it in, take the other one out, and then put it. You can just take off the scratcher thing, whatever, I forget what it's called, flip it, and then just plays the rest of the album. But when we're talking about the album, I'm gonna get the most common basic ones out of the way. Grenade, probably. Just the Way You Are. Runaway Baby. The Lazy Song. Marry You. Talking to... Okay, pretty much this entire album is just generic basic song. It only has like 10 songs. But my favorite is probably Talking to the Moon. Marry You. Count on Me. Count on Me was a song that we sang in our 6th grade graduation song. There's like 3 songs we sang, and Count on Me was one of them. And it's also very deep nostalgic because Count on Me is also a song that my older brother sang for his 6th grade graduation. My older brother is 4 years older than me, so his graduation for 6th grade, I was there, and his class was singing Count on Me, and then 4 years later for my 6th grade graduation, we also sang Count on Me. It's a very nostalgic song. Now that I think about it, the fact that this album was out when my older brother graduated 6th grade, it's pretty old. It's a pretty old album. But this isn't the oldest album I have in my vinyl collection. That's preluding, foreshadowing to future albums that I have. Okay, that's it for this. Next album is... Surprise, surprise! Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 3. Great album. This used to be my favorite album. It might still be my favorite album. I can't really say it's a favorite album. My favorite album by Kid Cudi would have to be tied between Man on the Moon 3, Man on the Moon 2, and Man on the Moon 1. Man on the Moon 3 is definitely my most listened to album, because there's so many songs on here that I just love to death and like repeated. And also Man on the Moon 3 is much more modernized. Like, it has more of the Man on the Moon 3 is much more it's like hip hop trap, like more like different, like kind of like Travis Scott, or like more recent hip hop artist type of beats. Whereas Man on the Moon 2 is very unique, and you can almost hear like the darkness from it. But it's very, everything in Man on the Moon 2 is very wild, and you don't think albums just give off such like different, unique stories and vibes. You can't really compare the three because they all share like a similar theme in terms of emotions and depression and like everything. But when you're talking about the music and the way it's like projected and like sang and rapped, it's very all unique in terms of style between the three. They're all that Kid Cudi like style and vibe, but the way it's delivered and everything, and the music that comes with it, the instrumentals, is very different, so you can't compare them. So I can't say I have a clear favorite. Like if you said Man on the Moon 2 is your favorite, I can't disagree. If you say Man on the Moon 1 is your favorite, I can't disagree. If you say Man on the Moon 3 is your favorite, I agree. But I think in terms of favoritism, Man on the Moon 3 is just a little bit better than the other two in my opinion. But I think this and all the Man on the Moon 3 trilogy, Man on the Moon trilogy, is like all tied for second in terms of my all-time favorite albums. Alright, that's enough ranting for me. I'm gonna show you the inside, which is very cool. It is Cudi smoking that blunt. Other side is just black, but this one is him looking like an absolute sexy guy. He's so sexy. I love Cudi. Now, there's 2 discs, which I understand is a pretty long album. It's hard to fit now like this. Okay, I'm not gonna try and ruin the vinyl. The vinyls are it's just a black vinyl, but it does have the 3 in the middle, which is very cool. And it shows you the acts. Man on the Moon 3 has 4 acts. I don't remember the exact ones. The first one is like Return of the Rager. Second one is like first one is Return to Madness. Second one is The Rager the Menace. Third one is Heart of Rose Gold. Fourth one is Powers. 4 different acts, and when you listen to the album, you can tell when it starts to shift because the mood and the vibe of the songs, you can tell there's a tone shift, which is very cool. Now, we're gonna get to the music for this. Music for this one, my favorite. Beautiful Trip. I'm not saying that's my favorite. I'm just saying this before. Beautiful Trip is such a beautiful intro piece where it's like 30-second long, just instrumentals, but it's so beautiful. It's really sets the stage for the album, which is absolutely amazing. But favorite songs, I'm gonna say a lot of songs. Tequila Shots, such a pop. Another Day. I think Another Day is my least favorite from the first act, but it's a great song still. She Knows This, very sexy, and it was also the song that he used in his trailers and teasers for when he was releasing this album. And number 5, Dive, absolute banger when the beat drops and everything. It's such a good like trap hip hop song. Now for Act 2 is very kind of similar to Act 1, but it's less of the good vibe. I don't know about good vibes. It's less of like the heavy hitting and more of like a reminiscing kind of thing. There's Damaged. I think Damage isn't my favorite. From the Act 2, my favorite is Heaven on Earth. Great song. Very underrated. Not talked about a lot. I lied. Heaven on Earth's my second favorite from the act. First favorite it has to go to Solo Dolo Part 3. It has to go. Solo Dolo Part 3 did not let down on the Solo Dolo legacy. It did not. Great song. And it puts you in your feels, your vibes, put in headphones, noise canceling. You hear those horses chiming in the back. You hear Cudi's sexy, deep. Cudi has such a unique voice when it comes to like delivery. His voice is unlike any other. Like something just like the tone and everything. And then of course Rest in Peace, Pop Smoke, Show Out. Very unexpected future, Cudi doing drill. But he didn't let down in my opinion. Now Act 3 is my favorite act because it's all bangers. Sad People, great song. Probably my top 3 on the album. Sad People was so looked was singing Sad People. I don't know if that did anything to it, but a lot of people are fans of Timothy Chalamet. I didn't even know who he was. I literally found him out through finding out that he was a fan of Kid Cudi. Elsie's Baby Boy is also very underrated. I understand if you don't like it. It's not really replayable in terms of music, but for me, and it's like I can listen to it over and over because it's a very meaningful song. September 16th is such a vibe, just like Solo Dolo Part 3. It's such a good, like, just ignore everything out and you just listen to it. It's very beautiful, and the song actually features, it doesn't feature, but Billie Eilish's brother helped make the song. I don't know if he helped make it, but he had some part of it, which is very cool. The Void. Great song, as a matter of fact. Where is it? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. In fact, I like that The Void was such a good song. When I first came out, I got a Spotify necklace, and you can test it yourself. I don't know how, but somehow, screenshot or whatever. This is Spotify code, and it's a code to The Void, the song Void. It'll start playing if you scan it. Great song, I love it, everything about it. I want to get it, if I ever get a tattoo, I'm not sure if I'm going to, but if I do, I want to get a tattoo that says, I will fall in the void. Anyway, Lovin' Me featuring Phoebe Bridgers. One of the best outros I've ever heard of a song. The way Cudi and Phoebe just hum and like moan back and forth. Very, very nice. Final act. My favorite song for a while by Cudi was on here. It's called Rockstar Nights featuring Trippie Redd. It was my most played song until Cudi released a new song. But it's my most played song. And the outro by Mike Dean is just majestical. It is so beautiful. Okay, I spent like 5 minutes just ranting about this album. Great album. I love this album very much. Okay. I spent a lot of time on that. Next one is American Teen by Khalid. American Teen by Khalid. I don't really listen to Khalid in terms of newer music. I think it's because of the fact that he's very popular and a lot of people listen to Khalid now. It just kind of took away that sentimental value of when I first heard Khalid. I found out Khalid through my older brother. I was in middle school and he was in high school, and he would drive me to soccer practice during the summer. It was like some soccer private lessons. He would drive me and he would play music in his car. So this was like 2016, 2017, probably 2017, because I think that's when the album came out. And he would play songs from this album because it had just come out. I don't know if that had just come out, but he played a lot of songs by Khalid on American Teen. This inside, it's Khalid looking like he's trying to riz someone up. And vinyls, the sleeves themselves have cool artwork on them. It shows you each song on the vinyl and their credits. The vinyls are also just black. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm spending way too much time just talking. But this is a great album. Like I said, I don't listen to Khalid anymore, but I used to listen to a lot of this album because my older brother played it a lot, and it kind of just resonated with me. But after this album, I don't listen to any more by him, other than like popular songs like Talk. I think that's it actually. But American Teen is such a good song with I don't even know if it's synths. I think it's synths. It's very good upbeat, and it's like such a chill beat. Young, Dumb and Broke, very popular. Location, very popular. Another sad love song. That's one of the songs that I very remember in the car during the summer that resonates with me. 18, Let's Go, and my favorite song on this entire album, Hopeless. God, when Hopeless comes on, I feel like I'm part of a main character edit. I'm just walking through the streets of high school. I just feel like a boss. Anyway, that's it for Khalid. I spent like a minute talking about it. I have a lot of vinyls and we're almost 20 minutes in. which is too much time. Honestly, I might just make this into 2 parts. I'll make it into a 2-part video. But next album, one of my favorites of 2022. I got this as a Christmas gift from a very close friend that I very love. It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. Great album. And honestly, I don't even mind that he didn't win because Kendrick winning Grammy for Best Rap Album, that's deserved. But I'm glad Pusha T at least even got the recognition to be put on the Grammy nominee list. I just realized his album doesn't usually, it shows you a track list on the back. It doesn't show you a track list on the back of this album. But it is just one single vinyl, so all the albums are just one single vinyl. It comes with a slip. Oh wait, the songs are on the slip actually. Side A, it shows you the songs. Side B, it shows you the songs. You know what I really like about this album is that it's very unique. Well, not unique, but very well produced and structured because half of the album is actually produced by Pharrell, and the other half is produced by Kanye. So it's very cool because you can hear where the beats kind of contrast from one another, and you can kind of tell who's producing them and not. But this is a very good album. It's also very underrated because even though it's Grammy nominated, nobody really talks about this album. I'm gonna be honest, I even forgot this album came out this year. It came out in like April, but it came out like earlier in the year than like Kendrick and like Jid. So it's kind of like weird. I did forget about it. But when I saw the nominees, I was very surprised and happy that it was on there. My favorite songs from this, my favorite song on this one has to be Rock and Roll featuring Kanye West and Kid Cudi. And I'm not just saying that because Kid Cudi and Kanye West are on the same song, but because it's actually a very good song and I really like it. It's so like chaotic, and honestly you can't even hear Cudi's part that well because his voice is very distorted. But it's a very good beat, very good song. And then when Cudi comes in with the second verse or second bit other than just the hook, it kind of ties up the rest of the song very nicely. Other songs I really like on here, Brambleton, the intro song, great song. I usually listen to that when I work out. Oh yeah, fun fact, Pharrell, when he produces most, I think it's most, I don't know about all, but most of his beats for artists, he has 4 beats in the very beginning. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th is when the artistry comes on. And you can hear this in Brambleton and many other songs on the album. So if you hear it on the album, that probably means Pharrell produced it. Anyway, I think I'll get halfway through and then I'll make a part 2 for the vinyls. Sorry for taking so long. I love music. I love music. Next album is none other than Pusha T. I'm just kidding. My friend who I love very much got 2 of these by accident. They got 1 and it didn't come, so they requested for another replacement because it never arrived because it's way past its due time. And then they both just ended up coming at the same time. So, you know, they gave me 2. I have 2 Pusha T. It's almost trash. But to that friend that got me the gift, I love you very much. Thank you for the gift. I love you. Alright, this is gonna be the last final I show because we're at that 20-minute mark. But this is none other. You guys have honestly probably never even heard of this album before. It's called Merry Christmas Lil Mama by Jeremiah and Chance the Rapper. This is such a banger. Such a banger. Oh my god. When Christmas time comes around, this is the song I'm playing. This right here is a song that this album is playing non-stop. Non-stop. Second turns December 1st to December 25th. This is the only album that is being played on my Spotify. Now, you guys have probably never heard this, but this is a collab with Jeremiah and Chance the Rapper. And they actually made this album back in 2015. Yeah, it was 2015. This was made all the way back in 2015, and it was only released on SoundCloud. It wasn't released on any streaming platform. platforms except SoundCloud. And a couple times they released this album onto like streaming platforms. I remember because I saw it on Apple Music one time back in like 2020 or like 2019, and I saw this on it. And then a couple days later, it was gone. But it wasn't until 2021, I believe, when they finally released this as an actual album on streaming platforms. But while doing so, I don't think they couldn't get like some of the songs on there, and I think it's because they couldn't get the samples or something with like the song samples or whatever cleared. But there are some songs that they released that aren't on this vinyl because they released it in 2020, so it was newer versions that was released. For example, the very first song on like Spotify is called "The Return," which is a great song. I remember when it came out during high school, 11th grade. This is like after lockdown. It was like semi-lockdown. I was like, dang, it's almost that time of the year. Now, it is 2 discs, and this isn't an official printing, so it's just kind of squeezed in together. Oh my god. These are clear vinyls. They're very cool. It's like an icy blue vinyl. And in the middle it says Jeremiah and Chance, and it tells you the songs that are on each side of the vinyl. I'm very excited to just tell you the songs on this. When I tell you this is a Christmas album, I mean this is a great Christmas album. And I mean a great Christmas album. I love this album so much. Like I make myself not listen to any songs on here until it turns Christmas time, because I'm anticipating and I want to listen to it. And that way when I do listen to it, the only thing I think of when I hear that music is Christmas time. So I force myself not to listen to this until Christmas. So my favorite songs, All the Way, the very first song, great. It has Jeremiah singing. I don't even think Chance is in it actually a little bit. But they also feature Hannibal Buress, which is a comedian. And he has a bit for like the last minute and a half of the song. And you'd assume like a talking or like a guest appearance where they're not actually singing would ruin it. But in my opinion, it makes the song so much better because he makes it funnier. And each time I listen to it, I always smile because it puts me in that Christmas mood. But yeah, Stranger at the Table and Stranger at the Piano, Stranger at the Table and Stranger at the Table piano remix. They have 2 different versions. Stranger at the Table is actually, it's not a sample. I guess it is a sample, but it's part of Jackson 5's part where they go. Jeremiah sings one of the lyrics from Jackson 5's. It's oh baby, give me one more chance. In a Christmas way. Very good album. Very good song. Honestly, between the two, I can't say I have a favorite, because the piano remix is it really gives out that Christmas vibe. Whereas The Strange at the Table, the original, just like the normal version, it's just a good feel. It's a feel good song. I Should Have Left You. That's one of the songs that is not on the streaming platforms. But I Should Have Left You is a great song, and it features I forget who it features, and I honestly forgot it was featured, but I realized who it was because I heard a song with him and Lil Uzi Vert on it a couple years later in like 2020, and then I was like, oh shoot, this is the same guy from I Should Have Left You. The Tragedy is also another song that is not on the streaming platforms, unless they updated recently, but I don't believe so. Down With That, that's a great song. That is also not on streaming platforms, but Down With That is a very good song. It's like a bop. Like, when I tell you it's a bop, it's like an actual bop, because like, you're like bopping up and down when you listen to it. Lil Bit Interlude is also not on streaming platforms. Held It Down is my favorite song on the album. Held It Down. It gets me lit. This is the one song I want you guys, like, I highly suggest you listen to if you're like into like hip hop and feel good. listen to it. Jeremiah is not on the song at all, unless he's like somewhere in the vocals. It's mostly just chants, but I just suggest listen to it. And if you listen to it during Christmas time, I hope you can enjoy it as much as I do. Big Kitty Again is a great song. Family 4, a great song. Miss Parker, great song. Yeah, I mean they're all great songs, but I have to pick a couple. Alright, that's my final for today's video. I'm gonna make a part 2 for the rest of the finals because it's already 30 minutes and I spent a lot of time talking about finals. Yeah, but I'll upload the second part in like probably 2 days. I don't want you guys to wait too long because it's like the same video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe. Oh yeah, leave some comments or just talk about what songs you like, what songs you didn't like, what songs that you like, and if you're into finals. Because I love finals. Anyway, stay safe. I love you all.